Hello everyone and welcome back to Definite Hearing. If you're new here, my name is Emily. I make videos about living confidently with hearing loss. Today we are tackling one of the biggest challenges with regards to hearing in conversations, and this is how to ask someone to repeat themselves without feeling shame. Now, I know firsthand how uncomfortable this can feel. Maybe you're at a noisy restaurant chatting with some friends, or even at a work meeting and you just flat out missed what someone said. Your heart rate spikes, you panic a little, maybe you were daydreaming because you just couldn't understand what was going on, and you're torn between asking them to say it again or just pretending like you heard it. But here's the truth. There is no shame in asking for clarity. And there are different ways that you can ask for clarity. Communication is a two-way street. Someone has to send the communication, someone has to receive and understand it, and respond accordingly. You deserve to be a part of every conversation you are in. So in this video, I'll share practical strategies, word-for-word examples, and mindset shifts that will help you not feel shame when you ask for clarity, to help you ask for repeats with confidence. Let's get to it. Before we dive into the how not to feel shame, I want to dive into the why we feel shame when we ask people to repeat themselves. Item number one is we often feel shame because we don't want to feel or be seen as dumb. Society puts a lot of pressure upon people to understand everything instantly. But guess what? Everyone, literally everyone, including hearing people, mishear things sometimes. Number two, we sometimes feel shame when we're going to ask people to repeat themselves because we don't want to be a burden. Many of us with hearing loss are worried about inconveniencing others. We think people will get annoyed, and sometimes they do. But let's be honest, most people would rather repeat themselves and know that you understand what's going on than have you nod and pretend you understand and just go along with it. And number three, unfortunately, we have internalized the stigma. Stigmas are crazy big beasts that lots of people are a part of. That's why they exist. And so in order to get rid of a stigma, we've got to start on the inside of ourselves. Maybe you've been teased, ignored, burdened, or brushed off before because of your hearing loss. Those experiences leave a mark. They are a burden, but the shame is not yours to carry alone. It is just an overall issue with ableism and lack of communication, but it does not come from your root value as a person and or a person who has hearing loss. I would say the biggest thing is this stigma, whether it's internalized or external, comes from largely, in my opinion, largely from ignorance, lack of knowledge and communication. And so by communicating effectively, we can reduce the feelings, effects of, and impact of stigmas. But realize that just because there's a stigma, it does not mean you're worth any less or have any less value as a communicator. So take these whys of like, why do we feel shame, as power to help you feel like you can ask for people to repeat themselves and with clarity. You're not failing by needing clarification. In fact, you are succeeding. You are actively trying to engage and be part of a conversation. That is very commendable. This next section of how we can ask people to clarify what they said without shame is body language and tone. If you ask someone to repeat without hesitation, this includes eye contact, engagement, a facial expression that is appropriate in the situation. You are showing them that you are physically engaged, present, and interested. With this appropriate body language and upcoming tone, you show them that you genuinely care about them, the situation, the context, and you are invested in really understanding what's going on. If you feel shame, you are more susceptible to avoiding eye contact, mumbling, and looking guilty. All of a sudden, you look disengaged. You look like you do not want to be invested in this person or what they're saying. Things like this over time can build up and cause relationships to crumble. So the next time you don't understand what someone says, instead of shrinking down, avoiding eye contact, and whispering or mumbling, confidently say, "Excuse me, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat that again, please?" Confidently, with an appropriate body language and tone. You can say it with a smile. "Hey, I missed that. Can you please say it again?" Let me show you an example. Pretend I didn't hear what someone just said. "I'm sorry. Can you say that again?" Versus, imagine I didn't hear what someone said and I say, "I'm so sorry. I didn't catch that. Can you please repeat that?" You feel the difference between the two. One, I was not engaged, not interested, shrinking away. That makes the person I'm talking to, you in the camera, feel concerned. The second reply makes me feel, oh, don't worry about it. Here, I'm just gonna repeat for you. Do you notice that difference? Your delivery in your voice and tone changes the vibe of the situation. You are not apologizing for existing. You're simply just asking for information like anyone else would. Now, let's talk about some actual word for word phrases that you can use in a situation where you need to ask someone to repeat themselves. These word for word examples can help you reduce the shame you feel when you ask someone to repeat themselves. In a casual setting with friends or family, you can say, sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you please say that one more time? Or you can say, wait, what was that? I didn't hear it. Or hold on, I missed that last part. Can you repeat it again? In a professional setting, say like meetings or classes, places that you're out in public and you want to maintain a professional put together appearance, you could say, I want to make sure I understood. Could you repeat that again, please? Or I didn't hear that clearly. Could you please repeat yourself? When you are in a noisy environment or an environment that is particularly difficult to hear in, it's okay to acknowledge that factor because your counterparts or communication buddies are dealing with it too. For example, if you're in a noisy restaurant, it's appropriate to say, it's noisy in here. I missed what you said. Could you please repeat that? Or you could also say, I didn't catch that over the background noise. What did you say? Here's the secret. You're not begging with these word-to-word examples, you are clarifying. You are showing you care about the conversation, and your confidence makes people more willing to repeat themselves. So confidence is a huge key in overcoming the shame that you feel when you ask people to repeat themselves. Sometimes you don't need an entire sentence to be repeated, you just need a little piece, the key details. I will say, in my experience with hearing loss, when I ask someone, what is your name? They say, my name is, and all of a sudden my mind goes, burp, and it's like, really? I was hearing everything. And then my hearing just flatlined. And so that can be frustrating, but just realize I deal with that too. So instead of asking for the whole sentence, you can target the piece that you missed. For example, you can ask, I caught the beginning, but what did you say after? Insert the last word you heard. Or you could say, I heard you mention the meeting. What time did you say that it was at? Or I missed the name. Who are we talking about? Then that way you just target the piece of information you realize you missed. And if you've already asked people to repeat themselves once or twice, this is normal. We have hearing loss. It's fine. Here are some strategic answers you can use. Could you text that to me? How do you spell that? I use that one a lot when people tell me their names. I say, how do you spell that? Or let me repeat what I think I heard. Did you say, insert what they said? That way you're still clarifying, but it allows the conversation to continue forward. Now let's move forward with the most important part of this overcoming shame when you ask people to clarify themselves. This is a mindset shift. I've been talking a lot about this mindset shift through this video, and it's super important. The shift is this. Asking someone to repeat themselves is not a weakness. It's an act of confidence and respect, honesty and integrity. You're saying, I value what you say enough to make sure I understand that I hear it correctly. Think about it. Would you rather that someone pretends to hear you or hears you, really understands what you mean, and takes that into account? Most people would choose connection almost every time. So that next time you feel that little wave of shame and embarrassment creeping in, remind yourself that you're not alone. Millions of people struggle with hearing loss like you. And remember, I do too. Also remember, you are modeling good communication when you ask for understanding and clarification. Even people without hearing loss benefit from repetition. You are worthy of being included. Your voice, your presence, your participation adds life and light to the world. You are not and should not be a burden. So to recap, asking someone to repeat themselves does not need to be awkward. Use confidence, use confident body language, choose clear and simple phrases, target what you missed if possible, and most importantly, drop the shame. Ending the stigma starts with you. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. Sharing this video with a friend lets them know you can ask me what you want me to repeat anytime. If you want more tips on living confidently with hearing loss, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Definite Hearing. Thanks so much for watching. Stay strong, stay amazing, and have a great day.